Move!
I'm going.
Leave her alone!
I'm all right.
Don't worry. Whatever happens, we'll get through this together.
Keep walking!
Here come the saviors of the people. Come closer, brother. Today you have disappointed me beyond measure. I have been betrayed by my own blood and a filthy spy.
We did nothing wrong.
Punishment must be apportioned where it belongs.
Punish me, then.
You are no longer a child, and it is time I stopped treating you as one. You wished to save the traitors who had gathered outside the castle this morning. Very well. You shall have your chance to save them. Here stand the leaders of the violent mob. I will give you a choice. Who will be punished? These strangers or this girl? The sentence will be death.
What?
No, this can't be.
You are the prince. Decide.
Your Majesty, Logan, please.
I am giving you power over life and death.
No, I won't do this.
If you can't choose, I will. They will all be executed. So tell me, what are you willing to sacrifice to do the right thing?
This is madness. We just can't. Choose me. You can't let them all die. Choose me.
Elise is the childhood sweetheart of the male Hero of Brightwall and is the supporting character of the quest Life in the Castle. Introduced early on, she is the one who teaches the player how to use the touch mechanic. She was first revealed at Gamescom, and then there is also a male character named Elliott who has the exact same role as Elise if the player chooses to be a female hero instead of a male hero at the start of the game.
There are some slight differences as to what happens with them. So what we're going to do is we're going to run through Elise real quick, and then we're going to go through Elliot, just to highlight some of the differences, and then we'll go through a bit of trivia at the end. So starting with Elise, at the beginning of the game, she tells the hero of rumours that a factory worker was executed and the staff at the castle are uneasy. After going hand in hand to the kitchen where the hero gives a speech, she will leave while the hero trains with Walter. During the training session, she bursts in, informing the hero and Walter of protesters outside the castle. After Walter leaves to talk to King Logan, she convinced the hero to follow him and spy on the conversation. He does, and is shocked when Logan decides to kill the leaders of the protesters. They're both then caught and taken to the throne room. Here, the hero must choose between executing Elise or executing the leaders of the protest. Elise will insist that the hero choose her. Even if you choose to keep her alive, you will leave the castle without her. And when the hero asks about her, Walter simply says that she can look after herself.
Later on in the game, you will receive the quest Kidnapped, where a character named Laszlo, whom the hero met earlier at the castle, will ask you to help rescue his fiancée. Then as the quest continues, if the hero chooses to spare her at the start of the game, the hero will find Elise. If Elise is dead when you perform this quest, she will be replaced by a woman named Geraldine, but the quest is otherwise unchanged. As they progress through a cave, Elise tells him about how guilty she felt for letting the ringleaders die and therefore her living, how she loves Laszlo and the hero. After rescuing her, he will have the choice of telling her to be his, for her to go to Laszlo, or to stay silent. However, if you tell Elise to return to Laszlo, this gives you plus 100 good morality. If you keep her for yourself, this gives you minus 100 morality, and if you offer no comment, your morality remains completely unchanged. This quest becomes unavailable after leaving for Aurora during the Trader's quest.
If you do choose to tell her to come back to you, she will tell Laszlo that she loves him, but after 3 in-game days, she appears outside the orphanage/brothel. That's a weird mix. In the quest, A Lost Romance, in which you must marry her. It doesn't have an effect on gameplay, apart from the fact that she will be your wife. If you choose either of the other options, she will marry Laszlo and A Lost Romance will not activate. It is hinted here that the hero and Elise met when another boy attempted to kiss her. The hero intervened and exclaimed to the other boy, "You have insulted this maiden's honor." Elise reminisces this perhaps after the hero has gained full stature.
If the hero marries Elise, she will, at some point, give him a portrait of herself that can be placed on a wall. This portrait is a conceptual art piece of Elise when Lionhead was still developing her.
Such a narcissist.
I know.
If the hero marries, not even the two of them together, if the hero marries Elise and chose to turn the homeless shelter into a brothel, now it's a homeless shelter as well. What the hell? It will be hard to keep Elise happy and could eventually lead to divorce. So basically keep it as a orphanage/homeless shelter.
An apparition of Elise will appear in the window of Bowerstone Market's general goods store, dead in the final battle, which is very, very, that's quite dark, actually.
Yeah, good damn. If she feels amorous, she comments on how they used to sneak up through the castle to the hero's room, and how she would like to relive the experience. So kinky.
If you are married to her and you live in Bowerstone Castle, she can be found working in the kitchen or walking around the gardens sometimes.
Laszlo appears at the beginning of the game before the trial, asking the prince to sign his petition to end poverty in Albion. This could possibly explain how Elise and Laszlo met, as he would have been in the castle at the time.
If you execute Logan, Elise has a chance to remark, the blood still hasn't washed off those steps. Oh well, he deserved it.
If you keep Nigel Ferret in his cell, Elise will thank you.
Early concept art of Elise depicted her with dark hair instead of blonde hair.
The Prince/Elise/Laszlo love triangle may be an homage to the love triangle in Casablanca between Rick, Ilsa, and Victor Laszlo. The option to determine the Prince-Elise relationship is reminiscent of the last scene in the movie.
Sometimes, after you have married her, moved into a house and had a child, Elise may disappear with no trace of her. The only way to get them back is to restart the game. However, she may be found wandering around the area, which is interesting.
There seems to be another glitch, where if you have Elise living in Bowerstone Market or Bowerstone Old Quarter during the battle for Albion, afterwards you will not be able to find her again despite the map saying she is there. This also stands for any children you may have had with her. Moving the family does not fix the glitch. The glitch also appears to any spouse or children the prince or princess may have if they live in Bowerstone Market / Old Quarter, and not just a glitch linked to Elise.
If you marry Elise and sell the house that your family lives in, she will disappear and not come back. Any children you have at the time will be sent to the orphanage. Next time you visit the sanctuary, Jasper informs you about your child's whereabouts. This also applies to any other spouse or children you have with them. So, yeah.
After marrying Elise, there is a buggy, rare chance another Elise will appear in Bowerstone Industrial at the same spot where you proposed to Elise, and this other Elise is also marryable. If left undisturbed, however, she will disappear. Okay, so moving on to Elliot, who is then the childhood sweetheart of the female Hero of Brightwall, and is the supporting character of the quest Life in the Castle. And just want to put it out there that although I believe in Fable 2, the canon choice is probably a male hero, I think in Fable 3, probably the canon choice is a female, just based on how the story goes. So in this case, this is probably, in my opinion anyway, the canon character. He's introduced early on, and he is the one who teaches the player how to use the touch mechanic. Of course he is. Rawr. He was first revealed at Gamescom. There is a female character, as we've already been through. So yeah, Elliot.
Yep, so he's first introduced at the same time as Elise would have been in Fable 3 during the Life in the Castle quest. Jasper tells the hero that he is in the garden waiting for her, and that he wished to speak to her about a rumor going around the castle. Upon reaching him, Elliot will affectionately pet your dog, and remarks how he'll be the one of two knights to defend the princess, the other being himself, obviously. The princess will remark that she can take care of herself, to which Elliot will ask for a demonstration of her abilities, which gives the player the option to either hug or kiss him. After either option, Elliot will tell the princess that the workers in the castle are worried due to a rumor that Logan had a factory worker executed, just like we said for Elise as well. He then tells the princess that he told the kitchen staff that she would talk to them to help ease their worries. Elliot will then offer his hand to walk the princess there. As the two are making their way to the kitchen, Elliot will talk to the hero about several things, including Logan's apparent lack of sleep and Walter's combat training.
Hero speaks to the kid after Walter shows up and remarks on the speech she just gave. Walter takes the hero away for combat training. Elliot stays behind, telling Walter to take it easy on the princess. Mansplaining. After the combat is completed, Elliot rushes in, telling the two that there was a demonstration going on in front of the castle. As they rush onward, Elliot says that he never saw a crowd that large gathered at the castle before. Walter, knowing that there is going to be a lot of trouble, tells Elliot and the princess to stay there while he goes to talk to Logan. Elliot has a horrible feeling about what is going to happen, and he tells the princess that they have to do something, and points out that the guards are moved away from the stairs, giving them a chance to sneak up to find out what is going on. The two peer through the keyholes on the closed doors of the war room and find out that Logan has ordered his guards to shoot the leaders of the crowd, and if the rest didn't leave, to shoot them as well. When Walter protests, he is knocked down by a guard, horrifying Elliot. He tells the princess that they must do something, and that since she's his sister, Logan might listen to her. When she intervenes, Logan has the two taken to the throne room.
Similarly to with Elise, when they are brought to the throne room, one of the guards knocks Elliot down. The princess demands that he leaves Elliot alone, but he reassures her that he's alright. As she helps him up, she reassures him that they'll get through the situation together. As they are brought to Logan, he tells the princess that she'll have to choose who to have executed, the leaders of the crowd or Elliot. Elliot, Walter, and the princess object to this, the princess saying that she refuses to choose, to which Logan tells her if she doesn't choose, then both Elliot and the crowd leaders will be executed, so both of them will be killed instead. Realizing that Logan wasn't going to listen to reason, Elliot tells the princess to have him executed, stating that you can't let them all die. If the princess chooses to have Elliot executed, he'll tell her that she made the right choice and that he loves her. If the princess chooses to have the crowd leaders executed instead, Elliot will tell her that it should have been him instead. If the hero takes too long to choose, then Logan will keep his word and has all of them killed. If spared, Elliot will be taken away and will not be seen again for some time. As she's leaving the castle with Jasper and Walter, the princess will ask about Elliot and what will happen to him. Walter reassures her that he'll be fine and that he can look after himself, in the same sense that happened with Elise.
Later on in the game, there is a side quest, Kidnapped in Battlestone Industrial, where a villager named Linda will ask you to help her rescue her fiancé. As the quest continues, the hero will find Elliot held captive. Although if Elliot is dead when you perform this quest, he will be replaced by a man named Gerald, but the quest is otherwise unchanged. The escape progresses through a tunnel where he tells her about how guilty he felt for letting the ringleaders die and therefore allowing him to live, and how he now loves Linda but still harbors strong feeling for the hero. After rescuing him, she will have the choice of telling him to be hers, for him to go to Linda, or stay silent, just like the Laszlo thing with Elise before. The morality is the same. All of this is basically the same, and it becomes unavailable if once you leave for Aurora. And should you tell Elliot to break up with Linda, it takes 3 games days for him to reappear outside the orphanage, and will add a quest titled A Lost Romance in much the same way again.
Yep, so some trivia now. He is voiced by Nicholas Hoult. And Nicholas Hoult described Elliot in an interview as not very good in a fight, and he gets into a lot of trouble.
His hair is the exact same as the short fringe hairstyle, and it is hinted that the hero and Elliot met when a boy named Percy attempted to kiss her. Elliot intervened and exclaimed to the other boy, "You have insulted this maiden's honor." The hero then proceeded to give Elliot a handkerchief for his busted lip, presumably from a punch he received from confronting the other boy. Elliot follows his conversation with "You are always sweet." So basically it's the same.
Yeah.
Just the gender swip, that's all.
Yep. Elliot can potentially give you an STD if you have unprotected sex with him, as STDs are randomly generated from having unprotected sexual encounters, which is very, very nice that Fable's trying to teach us about the struggles of sexually transmitted diseases. Thank you, Lionhead.
That's great. So if he has the same conversational piece as what Elise did about going up and sneaking into the bedroom in the castle and wanting to relive those memories. So this suggests that he's obviously been intimate with the heroine previously. Despite this, just stats at the beginning of the game will say that the hero has had 0 sexual encounters.
He will give you his portrait, which is a piece of furniture, if you marry him. However, in the portrait, Elliot is shown as a blonde with sideburns and is seen wearing a blue capelet. The conceptual artwork for his character by Lionhead Studios. So similarly, the gift that you receive is just the concept art of the character.
Yeah. If you're married to Elliot and have him living in Battlestone Castle, he's often found in the kitchen. And one of my favourite little stats here, or trivia, if Elliot sees you kill someone, he will say that you are not the same person he once loved and he may leave you. He will wander around Battlestone Industrial and will not interact with the player again.
That's pretty cool. At least he has a bit of his own...
He's got a moral compass.
Yep. In the final battle against the Crawler, Elliot can be seen in the general store alongside Logan, even if he still lives.
It is possible to kill him yourself.
He is the only possible spouse that will not comment negatively on your appearance when you become less attractive in his presence.
Cuck. If you choose for Reaver to build the brothel in Battlestone, he will react with a negative statement. Wow, real cuck. Anyway, so that's Elise and Elliot. Not really much to tell. They're fairly basic love interest stories, I think, with fairly arbitrary choices involved. The differences between the two, there's not much, just very minorly. But as I said, I think that the canon thing here is meant to be a female hero, I think, and so
It
I
does
think,
seem to fit a little better.
and also in terms of even the voice actor, like Nicholas Hoult is obviously a very accomplished actor, been in a lot of big stuff, you know, including you know, Pirates of the Caribbean, all this kind of stuff. So he's a pretty big actor at this point, so he knows his stuff. He's pretty well known, and I'm not sure who the voice actor of Elise was, but I don't think it was as well known as an actor, and I think that was intentional too. This was the character that was meant to be, really.
Yeah, I definitely think it makes a little more sense, which is kind of cool, honestly. I do like having the choice between playing male or female, but it's kind of nice when there is a little bit more to suggest that the Hero of Brightwall might have been a female, so I think that's pretty cool.
Agreed. All right, well, unless you have anything else?
No, that's it for Elise and Elliot, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. A bit of a shorter one today, and yeah, we'll catch you next time with more lore.
See you in the next video.
Me. There's only one decision you can make. It has to be me. Are you listening to me? Pick me. I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
Please.
This can't be happening. It can't be. No, it should be me. Don't do this. It should be me.
The boy lives. Kill the rest now.
Please. No. I will never forgive you for this.
Good. Then you will never forget it. Escort my sister to her chambers. Now.